One that has added a new flavor to the Arab-Jew conflict. In Palestine, many hearts are melting. In Israel, there's a bit of a meltdown. Bad puns, I know, but this is an interesting story, so hear me out. You've all heard of Ben & Jerry's, I'm sure. One of the biggest ice cream brands in the world, with a net worth of $500 million and franchisees in 35 countries. It has been doing business in Israel since 1987. It has now decided to get involved in Israel's political affairs. Ben & Jerry's will no longer sell ice cream. That the realization has kicked in after 34 years of operating in this region. We'll discuss the reactions in a bit, but first let's understand the motives behind this move. Can it just be a matter of values? Well, some say it isn't. They say the company has bowed to pressure. You see, Ben & Jerry's started off in the American state of Vermont. It is still headquartered there in South Burlington. Both the city and the state have been the site of some fierce anti-Israel movements in recent years. Movements like BDS, that's the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions Movement, BDS, a Palestinian-led group that promotes boycotts, divestments and economic sanctions against Israel. Now, this group has an affiliate body called the Vermonters for Justice in Palestine. It's an advocacy group for Palestinian rights. Since 2012, this affiliated group has been trying to build pressure on the ice cream maker to shut its stores in the West Bank territories, but will continue doing business in the rest of Israel. Well, first of all, this doesn't look like it's about morals. And second of all, will it be allowed to do business in the rest of Israel? For business, you see, you need customers. And Israelis are infuriated. They call the ice cream company's move anti-Israel and anti-Semitic. They also say that the company is trying to impress the woke mob and should be ashamed of itself for this hypocrisy. Listen to this.
It doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense if you're anti-Semitic and you hate Israel. This is perfect. Do it over something more important than ice cream.
Ben & Jerry's. There have been other companies that have done, like, they're capitulating to the woke mob, saying, oh, we're protecting the interests of our values and the oppressed people. You are not. You are taking away their jobs, just like SodaStream. Ben & Jerry's, you should be ashamed of yourself for your hypocrisy.
Well, these sentiments are not limited to the average citizens. From politicians to businessmen to religious figures, they all seem to be upset with this company. And this includes the CEO of the company's Israel licensee. His name is Avi Zinger, and he has this to say.
I refuse it. Number one, legally in Israel, you cannot stop selling or decide not to sell to a customer. It doesn't matter if the customer is in Tel Aviv or in Haifa. So legally I cannot do it. But
only one Jewish state, Ben & Jerry's, has decided to brand itself as the anti-Israel ice cream. The decision is morally wrong, and I believe that it will become clear that it is also commercially wrong. We will not be silent. They clearly are.